Archangel Michael says, I'm begging you to open this now. Something shocking will happen in your house tonight. Open this urgently. Midnight crept in like a thief cloaked in shadows, slipping past the walls you thought were strong and sure. The air thickened, heavy with a silent tension that made your breath hitch. Something unseen moved beneath your roof, a force you cannot yet name but already feel pressing against your soul. Archangel Michael says the hour has come when the veil thins, when the battleground shifts to where you stand, your home, your sanctuary, now the epicenter of a storm that will shake the very foundation of your existence. The night is not just dark but alive, humming with a spectral energy that ripples through the floorboards like a pulse, warning and urgent. God says this is no ordinary night, no simple passage of hours between sunset and dawn. The moon trembled behind torn clouds, casting a fractured light that dances like a flickering warning on every surface. Shadows twist and lengthen, as if the walls themselves breathe in anticipation of what is to come. You feel eyes, cold and knowing, watching from the periphery, betrayal poised like a blade just beneath the skin of your reality. Your heart races, though you try to steady it, but the fire within cannot be quelled. It flickers wild and fierce. Archangel Michael says that this is a divine summons, a call to awaken from false peace into a vigilant clarity. The spiritual currents swirl, pulling at the edges of your mind, exposing the cracks where deception has nested. This is the moment when silence breaks, when the hidden fractures become glaring wounds demanding reckoning. The air grows electric, every breath a battle, every heartbeat a war drum sounding for justice to rise in the depths of this sacred place. Within this darkness, a shadow moves, fluid, sinister, cloaked in the guise of familiarity. God says that betrayal is not always loud. Often, it slips quietly, wrapped in the guise of loyalty, only to strike when you least expect it. The walls that once whispered comfort now murmur warnings, a haunting chorus that tightens around your spirit. The clash is not yet visible, but it crackles beneath the surface, like lightning about to ignite a forest fire. You are caught between what you see and what you must believe, between trust and the shattering truth that approaches like a tempest on the horizon. This is not just a night to survive but a night to witness transformation. Archangel Michael says to hold fast, to stand as the sword and shield amid the gathering storm. The unseen forces converge, swirling in a dance of divine conflict and sacred fury, challenging you to confront the betrayal within and rise beyond it. The house no longer feels like a refuge, it is the altar where your soul will be tested, purified, and prepared for the dawn that will break after this long, sacred night. A whisper slips through the walls, colder than the midnight air, as shadows coil like serpents seeking their prey in the stillness of your home. The silence is a cloak hiding the unspoken, the unseen, the betrayals that crawl beneath the surface like ink bleeding through fragile parchment. Archangel Michael says that these shadows are not mere absence of light but the very breath of deception, twisting and writhing in the dark, waiting to be unmasked. God says that in the quiet, the most dangerous wounds form, hidden deep where no eyes watch, no ears listen, and no hearts feel. The moon trembled behind torn clouds again, its light fractured and fleeting, casting a ghostly silver over the rooms where trust has been poisoned. You feel the weight of unseen eyes, the coldness of a knife pressed close to your spirit, the sting of betrayal that you knew was coming but hoped never to meet. The house hums with a secret tension, every creak and sigh a cipher of treachery unfolding. Your soul stands naked before this storm, stripped of illusions and drenched in raw truth. Archangel Michael says that divine justice stirs like a sleeping giant, awakening from slumber to confront the shadows that have crept too far. The serpent's hiss grows louder, but so does the roar of the heavens, ready to rend the darkness and sever the lies with swords of radiant light. You are caught in this crucible, the battleground where sacred truth will clash with deceit in a dance as old as time itself. The very walls seem to pulse with the heartbeat of hidden conspiracies, each breath of wind a whisper of secrets once buried now clawing their way to the surface. God says that no deception can stand forever under the gaze of divine justice. The night itself will burn away the masks until only raw, exposed truth remains. Your spirit shivers with the knowledge that what is unfolding is not random but ordained, a divine reckoning that demands both courage and surrender. In this chamber of silent betrayal, the atmosphere thickens with electric resolve and trembling fear. Archangel Michael says that the divine sword hovers just beyond sight, poised to strike with a fury that will purge the falsehoods nesting within. You can feel the tension crackling like wildfire, a consuming blaze that will cleanse and remake, forging from the ashes a new foundation of unwavering truth. The betrayal that once threatened to undo you will become the crucible of your transformation, as darkness is ripped away by the piercing light of justice's wrath. The moon quivers, its pale light fractured by the jagged edges of torn clouds that race across the ink-black sky. The air is thick with tension, charged like the moment before thunder splits the heavens open. Archangel Michael says that this night is not merely a backdrop but the very stage where divine forces wage war, a clash of celestial swords that cut through the veil, unseen yet felt deep in the marrow of your being. Your soul has become a battlefield, trembling beneath the weight of forces both dark and light, swirling in a storm that threatens to engulf and transform you. God says the conflict is no longer distant, it rages within and around you, fierce as fire and unyielding as steel. The shadows that once hid betrayal now writhe in the moonlight, revealing themselves as desperate and dangerous, clawing for dominion in the sacred space of your heart. The walls echo with the silent roar of divine power, a crescendo of spiritual combat that shakes the very foundations of your existence. You can almost hear the clash of swords, the ringing of invisible armor, and the crackle of celestial energy slicing through the night's stillness. Your breath catches as a surge of fierce protection rises within, a shield forged in the fire of ancient battles. Archangel Michael says that you are not alone, his sword gleams with righteous fury, a beacon of justice and strength cutting through the darkness. This battle is not about destruction but salvation, about reclaiming the sanctity of your spirit from the claws of deception and fear. The tremble of the moon mirrors the tumult in your soul, a storm of spiritual conflict that demands courage, faith, and unwavering resolve. Beneath the trembling moon, your soul stands exposed yet unyielding, a beacon of light resisting the encroaching shadows. God says that in this divine clash, the forces of truth and justice will carve a path through the darkness, a sacred passage forged by the courage to face what lies hidden. The celestial swords may strike with ferocity, but they also bring clarity, piercing through confusion and doubt like lightning tearing the night sky. This is the moment when your spirit rises in fierce protection, standing as a warrior of light amid the swirling chaos. The night vibrates with sacred energy, a symphony of battle cries and whispered prayers, where every heartbeat is a drum calling you to rise. Archangel Michael says to hold fast to your divine armor, to trust in the power of justice that courses through your veins. The clash beneath the trembling moon is both a warning and a promise that through this spiritual conflict, you will emerge stronger, purified, and shielded by the very light that fights beside you. The battle rages, but so does your resolve, unbreakable and eternal. The night ignites with a blaze unseen but fiercely felt, flames licking at the edges of deception like hungry spirits seeking to consume the falsehoods festering within your world. God says that judgment has arrived, a firestorm that will not falter or waver, its heat relentless, its purpose divine. The moon trembled behind torn clouds one last time before darkness swallowed the sky, but the light of these sacred flames will not be extinguished. They burn through the shadows, relentless and pure, searing away the layers of betrayal and confusion that have blinded your soul. The fire crackles and roars, a fierce symphony of transformation that sweeps through the hidden corners of your spirit, uncovering wounds and secrets long buried. Archangel Michael says that these flames are not punishment but purification, a sacred cleansing that sears pain and falsehood alike until only truth remains, radiant and unyielding. Your heart is the altar where this divine fire blazes, and though the heat may scorch, it does not destroy, it refines, shaping your essence like molten gold forged in the furnace of divine justice. God says the lies that once cloaked your reality will burn to ash, scattered on the wind to be carried away forever. The flames reveal what was always there, hidden beneath the smoke and mirrors, the clarity of your soul's purpose, the unwavering light of your true self. This is a reckoning, a sacred purge where the dark disguises crumble and fall away, leaving nothing but the raw, exposed core of truth. The pain is fierce, the loss real, but so is the power that rises from the ashes, a power that will carry you beyond this night and into the dawn of a new beginning. The heat of the judgment flames presses against you, relentless and consuming, but Archangel Michael says to stand within it, to let it burn through every doubt and fear until you emerge purified and whole. This sacred fire will not consume your spirit but will ignite it, setting ablaze the path to your highest self. The night is no longer a place of darkness but a crucible where divine transformation is forged in the fiercest heat of spiritual truth. You are being remade in the flames, rising from the embers stronger, brighter, and unbreakable. As the flames dance and roar, the world itself seems to hold its breath, watching as the lies fall away and the light shines through. God says this is your moment, the climax of a sacred journey through betrayal and conflict into the radiant dawn of clarity. The fire will burn long into the night, but it will not last forever. When the ashes settle, you will stand renewed, an unshakable beacon of truth in a world still shadowed by falsehood. From the smoldering embers of the night's fierce fire, a new dawn begins to breathe its first fragile light across the horizon. Archangel Michael says that this is not the end but a sacred beginning, a rebirth forged in the crucible of divine trial and fierce spiritual battle. Your spirit rises like a phoenix, feathers ignited by holy flames, wings spread wide to carry you beyond the shadows that once threatened to consume you. The moon's trembling has ceased, replaced by a steady celestial glow that bathes you in strength and unwavering protection. God says that your transformation is complete. The soul once burdened by betrayal and fear now shines with the clarity of divine purpose. You are no longer bound by the chains of doubt but are shielded by armor crafted from faith, forged in the fires of divine justice. The house that felt like a battlefield is now a sanctuary, a sacred altar where your spirit has been tempered, refined, and made whole. This transformation is not just personal but cosmic, rippling through the unseen realms and reshaping the very fabric of your destiny. Your heart beats steady, calm amid the echoes of battle now faded into silence. Archangel Michael says that you carry the sword of truth and the shield of faith, weapons unseen but unbreakable, guarding you as you step into the light of your renewed life. The night's shadows retreat before this radiance, powerless to touch the flame that burns within you. You are reborn, illuminated by divine grace, protected by celestial might, and ready to walk the path laid out by God's eternal design. God says that this transformation marks a threshold, a sacred portal between what was and what will be. The scars of the past remain, but they are no longer wounds but badges of honor, symbols of the battles you have fought and the victories earned. The divine light now courses through your veins, a radiant current of hope, courage, and unwavering resolve. You have ascended beyond the night's terror, rising as a beacon of light for yourself and those who walk beside you in the unfolding journey of soul and spirit. The dawn's gentle light wraps around you like a healing embrace, softening the edges of the night's harsh memories. Archangel Michael says to carry this light always, a sacred flame that will never dim no matter how fierce the storms ahead. You are no longer merely surviving but thriving, no longer bound by fear but soaring on wings of divine transformation. The night is behind you, the path ahead illuminated by the radiant glow of your ascended spirit, a living testament to the power of divine justice, mercy, and love.